should be streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. And more importantly, at dailychaos.news/show. That is the place to comment, people. So please, you can log in with your social networks or register, for crying out loud. Register at dailychaos.news. That's the place to come and comment, and I will read them out, or old Boosey will, who's here with me tonight, talk about the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms, coming up in about, 2-3 minutes. Struth. We might be running a couple of minutes late tonight. I suspect running 2 minutes late. So coming up in 3-4 minutes, people. God bless you. Right, here we go. So it's kind of curious, isn't it? I'm on the dailychaos.news show page, and it's still showing yesterday's video. I think that's a latency thing. I think it takes a bit of time to pull in from YouTube or whatever before it changes into today's video. But I can see you, Tanis. Amanda, God bless you. Thank you. Look, people, you know what? I'm fed up of censorious social networks. You are supporting the enemy. Get over to dailychaos.news/show and choose a place to comment where you are supporting people that support free speech.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall you came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season.
1 minute, people. 1 minute, good people.
Each time of year carries memories, like a never fading whisper in the breeze. Oh, we will keep on changing all over again. Yeah, we will keep on changing.
Oh, you know what? Oh, that's enough of that. Oh, blimey. I'll tell you what, it's enough to make you want to slit your wrists, isn't it? Hey folks, good evening, good people, and welcome to the Daily Chaos. Yeah, Ordo ab chao, know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of it about. I'm Olly Connelly, thanks for turning up. Now, RKBA. Chris Boosey, stateside stringer in California, has bought another gun. God save us, he's a vicar too. Ammo shops are sold out. Folks in St. Louis gun-tote to defend themselves outside their homes. And given that the cops are being prohibited from defending people and property, are we seeing a trend? A resurgence of the Second Amendment, and maybe the early salvo into a civil war. Yeah, a globalist-sponsored race war. What a lot of old cock. Meanwhile, in Blighty, where the police evidently have more respect for AntiFa's thugs than for our veterans, why do we not have the right to defend ourselves? Got a contrary view? Make it. dailychaos.news/show. That's the place where I'm taking comments from tonight. That's the only place where I am taking comments from tonight. I am fed up of censorious networks that reckon they're social networks and then don't allow free speech. If you want to come and have free speech, you can do it in a place that genuinely cares about free speech, and that's dailychaos.news. God bless you. Please support what I'm trying to do here, and a few folks around me, God bless them. Right, we've got Boosey here. Chris Boosey, stateside in California. Good evening, sir. Are you packing?
24/7, baby. I'm packing.
Or are you just pleased to see me? Sorry.
No.
Boosey, what's going on? Well, first of all, tell me, bit of a recap, bit of a summary. What's going on in the States today? Has Jizzy Maxwell topped herself yet?
No, she hasn't. And they are talking, even though there's talk that there's not going to be a complete deal with her, i.e., she's got so much against her that she's gonna have to be she's gonna have some severe punishment through the correct judicial channels. However, there is talk that she may be about to have what is colloquially called a Queen for a Day deal.
Queen for a day? What's that?
Yes, it's a colloquial term. I forget the official term, but what it basically means is she comes in with her attorney and with the attorney for the prosecution, and she sits down and she has one day where she can say everything she wants to say, so long as she tells the truth. Anything that she lets us basically drops herself in for on that day, she can't be prosecuted for. So they can prosecute her for other things, but they've basically got a raft of things, and they
Hold on a sec. Oh, whoa. So she basically is
shops
complicit
everybody.
in sex. She basically is complicit in sexual trafficking, sexual slavery, and yet she gets a day where she is able to create an amnesty situation, and she can basically get herself off the hook
Not
in exchange for giving up.
She can't get herself
No.
completely off the hook. There will be certain areas where she will basically be told, you are going to be prosecuted for these things. However, if there is anything additional that we do not know about that you were to let us know about in the course of telling us what others have been doing, so she may be in a party too, that she can in effect rat on everybody else, and she doesn't have to worry about dropping herself in it on the additional stuff. But they have enough to put her basically to put her on the chair already.
Put her on the chair? What sort of chair?
Yeah, the electric chair. Have
they still got the death penalty in New York?
Doesn't matter. It's federal crimes.
Really?
Federal punishment for multiple counts for more than one count of the of child sex offences has been decreed by executive order to be a capital offence.
Right. Okay. Now
by this president.
Really? By this president? Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me, you made a point last week on the show, which we glossed over at the time in our general raucous, it was a busy show. There were about 5 of us on the show, what have you. But you made a point, and after the show, I kind of had a light bulb moment as to the significance of what you were saying with regards the timing of Ghislaine Maxwell's arrest in relation to the sacking of the former prosecutor of the Southern District, New York judiciary zone.
Basically,
can you please explain the significance of this timing and elucidate on your point from last week, because it seems to me it's very relevant in terms of people questioning, is she, what goods has she got on like Trump, if you like, versus the Clintons, and this may just give us a bit of a clue. Chris.
Okay. I take it most people are probably aware of Anthony Weiner's laptop.
Anthony Weiner's laptop. He's the bloke that posing in the nude with his baby or wearing a pair of really dodgy fronts.
Who worked very closely with Hillary Clinton, worked on her campaign.
Married to Huma. And he allegedly lesbian lover. Carry on, sorry.
Yeah, and he had a folder on that laptop marked insurance. And that it had lots of videos and image clips those videos and image clips were such that the vice cops in the district that were dealing with it, which was the Southern District of New York, had to have therapy and were leaving the room to vomit.
Yeah, and I
This
heard
is
that.
vice cops. Okay,
Yeah.
they're made of. They've got to be made of pretty sturdy stuff, and if they're acting
Yeah.
like that, it kind of tells you the level of the material.
Depravity.
Talk has been said that we
This is
talk about
Pizzagate
category.
stuff. This is Pizzagate stuff, no?
And category. When we refer to like
Pizzagate, I'll tell you
material,
what. I've got to say, Pizzagate. From the research I've done, it seems to me big questions need to be asked about Pizzagate.
Exactly.
I seriously wonder if it isn't all true. Anyway, please, Boosey, carry on.
The material what's been reported is the material Anthony Weiner's laptop would fit to the criteria to make a whole new level above category A.
Category A, what's that?
Okay, when we classify sexual material for criminal sexual like video and images, they are categorized A, B, or C. C being the least serious, A being the most serious.
We're talking nasty child porn, babies and stuff.
The thing is, Cat A would include.
Or are we talking snuff?
People, we are talking Cat A would include child snuff porn.
Oh, mate.
And they're talking about some of the stuff that was on Anthony Weiner's laptop being above what would be normal for that.
Okay, we get the picture. What's that got to do with Ghislaine Maxwell's timing, apart from the fact this is still the SDNY? And hold on, Chris, let me finish my question.
Sorry.
And also, SDNY, can you just, as a very brief aside, please, explain what is the significance of the SDNY with all that? What is that, the New York judicial bit or what? I don't know.
Okay, there is basically there's various different districts for prosecution. Now, the Southern District of New York is the one where this laptop was being processed by. And as we've seen, nothing really seems to have been done by it. Now, the individual before and the one that's just been sacked and the individual that's just been sacked, they have kind of been sitting on a lot of this stuff. And basically, the impression that has been that the administration has had is that they've been sitting on this stuff, hoping for Trump to go away, so that they can no longer be in office, something like that, so that they can just kind of bury this. So because he's not going, because did
they not have a prosecutor who basically was bloody useless, and he didn't do anything with Ghislaine Maxwell for a year, and so Barr, is it Robert Barr, the Attorney General?
William Barr.
And William Barr, sorry. So he sacked him. He actually told him, "You've resigned." And the guy said, "No, I haven't." And then Trump said, "Yes, you have. You're sacked."
Technically, Bill Barr
and that prosecutor from the SDNY, he had to go. They brought in this new bloke, and this new bloke, within 12 days, Ghislaine Maxwell is in the clink. I mean, that's the bottom line, yeah?
Yes, and that is the bottom line. Bill Barr, on a technical point, Bill Barr did not have the authority to sack him as the Attorney General. However, it would be normal for him to make such a statement. The issue with Bill Barr's statement is he never said from the get-go, this is the decision. The president has made the decision to appoint this person, and this person is going to leave off, because Bill Barr can't, Trump can.
Okay,
because
good.
So these district attorneys serve at the pleasure of the president, as he is the chief law enforcement officer.
They got rid of a deep state cretin, and they put in somebody who actually wants to, prosecute sex slavers. Good idea.
Yes.
And
when you bear in mind all the stuff that goes on,
she's still alive.
As I jokingly said,
is she going to survive? I'll tell you what, mate.
Place to put her would be the White House bunker and use that as a prison for her, because no one's going to get to her there.
Why is she not going to get Epsteined, Arkansided? I can practically sniff Hillary and Bill, around there with their, Clinton side hearse, trying to bump her off. Allegedly, Seth Rich, all that. I don't know.
I would say that there is a possibility. There's always a possibility, but it was. Let's be fair. It was embarrassing what happened with Epstein. So, do we not think that maybe they understated the risk with Epstein, and this time they know what the risk is, and they can take more adequate precautions for. You get my point. It may just be down to the fact of, they slipped up last time, but this time they know that this is a great risk, and they'll take accurate and essential precautions to prevent it doesn't happen.
Right. Okay. I'm going to take some comments because, as per usual, and correctly, I'm being accused of not taking comments. Jeff Cole, who I think is Jeff Collins, God bless you, sir. How are ye going? Blank Rodder's comments out when he comes on the show. How are you going to blank Rodder's comments out when he comes on the show? Rodders has strict instructions. No more swearing, Only swear words of 3 syllables or more, or else in Latin or a foreign language. Just to help, the Puritans or whatever. Piss head. Oh, sorry, I just wouldn't know. Piss head it is then. Tannis, I don't know what that is. Jay Carrier, it will be a challenge. No doubt about that. Regarding to old Rodders, no doubt. And Charlotte says, I'll be speaking to Ollie about swear words. Ginger nodded twat waffle. I look, I'm beginning to go grey, okay, right, that's enough of that. Mookie Pook says, Southern District of New York. Find somebody is on the case with the theme of the show. Thank you, Mookie Pook. There we go. Jay Kerry, because you're the one viewing them. I don't know, referring to Jeff Cole. And just telling people how to use this thing, this new live chat thing. And I will go through all these comments after the show tonight, probably with Jay, to try and find out what people think about this thing and how we can improve it and what have you. But look, the bottom line, people, I know it sounds like another advert, but look, what was it, 5 years ago, I set up Daily Brexit on Facebook. They're like, start a page, do your thing, whatever. So I did. And it became popular. Guess what? People wanted their sovereignty. As soon as it became popular, as soon as it got 5,000 subscribers with another 6,000 followers, then Facebook started shadow banning it. And it's been going on like that for 3 years now. And over the course of the last 8 months or so, it has just been an absolute joke. So instead of, 800 people or so reading the average post, which they subscribed because presumably they wanted to read them. But I don't put a gun to people's heads and say you have to read this stuff. People presumably subscribed because they want to read it. And then Facebook, some Zuckerzitz character, Nick Bloody Clog, goes and says, oh no, you're not allowed to read that. It's awfully bad for you. Awfully bad to consider, your sovereignty and goodness knows what. Stuff that you actually want to read. No. Orwellian. So, you know what? If you want to support that, that's up to you. But I've had enough. I have decided not to be used by Facebook anymore, but to use Facebook. And I will use them to promote this show and to promote dailychaos.news, to promote a place where we can come together, a community seeking truth. Not necessarily right, probably not, about most stuff, because that's the way life is. But between us, we can try and find out what is right and what isn't, and at least ask some questions without being censored for having the audacity to ask a question. Right, rant over. dailychaos.news. Oh, and by the way, YouTube ain't much better. I'm on there at the moment, only because BitChute doesn't do live streaming yet. I wish they did. But as soon as they do, I'll be over there. But in the meantime, the place where the stream is embedded with the comments alongside is at dailychaos.news/show. So please. And you can log in with Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn if you want. I'm afraid not YouTube, but you can with those three. And Google as well, another censorious lot of old claptrap, which doubtless will suppress the search results on dailychaos.news. You can log in with those. Even better, register, and get involved in the forum. Please get involved in the forum. I'm building the site. My hair, is testament to the fact that I am, working all the hours God sends to try and do stuff on that site. And at the moment, I'm building a homepage, which is a kind of like drudge-like thing, minus the libtard twat element, and some really, really quality one-stop alternative news links aggregator, all personally picked links with a bit of a description and what have you. And I'm rolling that out. That'll be out hopefully by the end of this week. But then I said that the week before last. So anyway, right. But we're getting there. And we do have a great forum. Please support it. God bless you. Tanis is talking about the colour of the font on the new chat thing. Is anyone actually listening to the show today or just having fun with chat, says Jay Carey. Yeah, Jay, let's face it, mate. Have you seen the standard of comments on Facebook? I mean, really? They've all come over here today. We've got Swanee. That'll be, oh, blimey. That'll be, what's her name? Either bin bag lady or whatever. Kerry Swan, God bless her. Right, okay. It's good to see you, folks. Really, really good to see you, folks, coming over to the chat. Thank you. And that's the address there. Right. Ollie is the, butt of our highbrow, sophisticato and witty jokes, and he loves it. Oh, the brunt. The brunt. They censored you for brunt. It's not like you said, right, I didn't say that. Okay, fine. The lordship would have done. Tanis, for goodness sake, about time, Ollie, you normally ignore us. No, you see, you know what? I am acutely aware that this show has been diverging from its mission to bring people together, and to, and comments is a massive part of that. And by the way, underneath that comments box thing, there's a thing there, and let me show you. I know I'm going off on one.
Call into the show, maybe.
Yes. Look at that. Now look. Call into the show. Yes. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. I've got no idea what will happen, by the way. It will connect with your Zoom thing. So you need to download Zoom or whatever. You get Zoom. It prompts you how to do it. If you haven't done it, it prompts you. Get it? And then you can call straight in. You're right here. And you can send me your Russian porn if you happen to be one of those VK people. Lovely. Brilliant. So anyway, fantastic.
Well, let's be fair. If academic professors can get around Zoom, most common folk should be able to. It doesn't exactly need a high level of intelligence.
Yes, quite right. Absolutely. Chris, you just went all warble on me. I don't know what happened to the audio there, but hopefully that was a temporary thing. Lots of people talking about NADS. Amanda Rolfson, Boosey, how are you enjoying your new toy? Right, okay.
I haven't got mine.
We'll get in. Hold on, whoa.
Yes.
I hate guns, she says. Do you feel they are needed or just adding to the problem? Boosey. Did you get that gun? Did you get that gun today?
I am waiting. We have to wait for a minimum 10-day background check in the state of California, maximum 30-day, to make sure that the California Department of Justice is happy that we're allowed to purchase that firearm and we're not anything dodgy.
Hold on, Chris, whoa. There's a problem. There's a problem with the audio. I don't know what's going on. It's all gone tits up. Bit of chaos. Got to have a bit of chaos. Oh, blimey. What? I don't know what happened there. What have you pressed something? Did you twiddle a knob?
I've not touched anything. The only thing I've got I'm using is I've got the Daily Chaos live chat, which I'm reading, and I've got Zoom, and I can see my speech is going up and down.
No, I must have pressed something. Hold on. Let me go through. I've got loop back situation going on, and I want your audio right because I do want to have a serious chat about this. Where we're going now? Is it going to be civil whatnot or some bloody nonsense, which maybe is necessary actually the way things are going. One could argue. Or is it, can we, I don't know, and basically, because people there seems to be an enormous advert going on at the moment for people getting guns. Now, blimey, why am I getting, right, just sorry, what gun are you buying? Boosey, I just want to find out if your audio is right. Say something.
What do you want me to say? You want me to start going into the history of
sound like a Dalek. Sound like a bloody Dalek. Oh.
You want me to talk about the history of gun rights and why they're important?
No, hold on. I just don't want you to sound like a bloody Dalek. Okay, what kind of gun are you trying to buy?
Well, I'm getting what I've got is something called a TNW Firearms Aero Survival Rifle. It is a multi-caliber rifle that can fire on the current configuration 9mm 40 Smith & Wesson and 45 ACP. So the issues that we're currently having with ammunition, stocks being very low, we're being rationed to a box of ammunition per caliber in the stores, and they're even saying a lot of the time that if you're not buying a gun, you can't buy the ammunition because there's such a shortfall. And if you've got a multi-caliber firearm, it means you can get hold of multiple different calibers.
Your audio is sorted.
Yeah. Hey.
That happened out of interest when I opened that Zoom link. But yes, call into the show. Call into the show and ask a question. Right, Chris. Is it correct? You tell me. Is it correct that ammo shops are selling out?
Yes.
Why?
Because people are even liberals who hate guns are buying guns now because they see that they can't defend themselves. They see that the police were not dealing with things during the lockdowns and stuff like that, and people got scared. Now, the liberals, they were getting more. Those of us who were always having firearms anyway went, oh, we need a bit more. And basically, you've had a lot of us buying the stores out, and at the same point, a lot of the companies that were making firearms and ammunition have been divesting into making stuff to help with the COVID pandemic in order to try and get themselves some liberal brownie points. like trying to help save people's lives kind of thing, try and get some positive marketing. But that's meant that they've been producing less because they've been producing other stuff.
Oh, okay. Right.
And so you've had greater demand and lower production.
Okay. Bigger demand, lower production due to COVID and kind of a military effort, really, I suppose. Right. So it is interesting to me that we're seeing these marches going on, for example, in Hollywood, in Beverly Hills. This couple that are now famous on the internet for having defended their home with, he's got his, I don't know, what is it, an AK-47 or something?
No, the individual, the guys you're talking about, the male had a Colt AR-15.
AR-15, which is a big shoot 'em up thing.
It's nothing special actually. All it is a 5.56 NATO semi-automatic rifle. All it means is it looks big, black, and scary as far as people are concerned, but actually all it means is it's a magazine-fed 5.56 rifle that fires single shot, but will reload chamber another round once you fire.
Better than fly paper.
So rather than having to constantly,
he's out there outside his mansion, brandishing that, and she, his wife, she's got a Colt 45 or something little thing.
She's got a little. Yeah, she's got a little pistol. I'd say from looking at it.
But they've both got their guns. And there's all these crowd in there. Now, look, it turns out, this is the point, it turns out that there are a couple of liberals. They all vote, if they had gone the full trajectory or whatever policy off the back of their vote, they wouldn't be allowed to have those guns, would they?
This is the thing. The Democrat Party's current position is to completely outlaw all semi-automatic weapons, to outlaw all semi-automatic shotguns, to outlaw any semi-automatic weapon, which means that all pistols will be banned. So because you don't get single shot pistols. Right. You could get a revolver, but that's about it. But basically, anything like a Glock or my XD or a 1911
they can only shoot one bullet at a time. What do you mean? Oh, you can hold the trigger and it fires multiple bullets one after another. Is that the point?
No, that would be an automatic pistol. A semi-automatic. Right. This here is semi-automatic. All it means is that once I fire a round,
let's have a look. Let's have a look at your piece.
All it means is that when I fire a round,
I can only see a bit of it. Get it close. Get it, further away from the screen, and more in the middle. Toward. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Vicar. Yeah. He's a vicar.
Yeah. So all it does is, as you fire the round, it pulls back the slide, causing the expanded casing to eject, and at the same point reload if there is another round in the magazine, another round in there, so that you could, when you release the trigger, if you pull it again, it will go bang again. That's all.
It sounds like a sex. It sounds like a sex session. All of that you just said. If you repeat it back, it sounds like one enormous euphemism.
No, all semi-automatic means is self-reloading. So you do not have to put chamber another round.
I rest my case. Chambers, barrels. Right. Okay. So is Libtardia rethinking their policy? Is there now, given that the police are being told to back off by these moron mayors, frankly, and governors, whatever. That Dunkin' Donuts in Seattle, for example, who had to go back on Chaz when she worked out that people were getting raped and murdered and burgled because she is an idiot who should not be in office and should probably be in prison for negligence. Dunkin' bloody Donuts, Durkin or whatever her name is. But are
that all
liberals
happened
in
her
the
actual
United
life got
States
threatened by protesters?
Chris, are come back to that. Are liberals in the United States beginning to rethink their reticence to the Second Amendment, given the fact that the people they vote for, it seems to me, have abandoned them and said, fend for yourselves?
Yes, and that is simply it. And now that every month since the COVID pandemic started, every month since they announced it, every month has been another record sales month for firearms and ammunition, record number of background checks, record this, record. So every month,
really?
And if you think most conservatives, we have our guns. So the only people who can be buying is either us conservatives buying an additional, which, you know, when money's tight, maybe we're kind of holding back a bit more money, or we're using our lovely little check from the president, which is why I got my new rifle coming. That was from the surplus. That was purely bought out of the surplus check. Most of the people that are buying, and when you speak to the gun stores, it's liberals. They don't know the first thing about guns. They're having to go through all the checks. They're going through having to be trained how to safely hold it in the gun stores. It's taking an absolute age for any of us who actually know what we're doing to get seen, because they're dealing with the liberals, and they take extra time. And they're expecting to go in. Like, we've got California. You speak to anyone in a California gun store and who works there, and it's like you've got liberals coming in and they're expecting to be able to walk out with the gun. No, you voted for people that meant you can't do that. And you've got to have a background check. Oh, well, how long is that? Well, at least 10 days, but the DOJ is deciding that it's going to go slow on it. So that could be anything up to 20 to up to 30 days. If it isn't done within 30 days, you've got to do another background check. And they're like, but I need it now. I need to protect myself. Well, sorry, we're not allowed to sell it to you. Or can I get the gun show loophole? What gun show loophole? That doesn't exist. And they're literally they're repeating the arguments that the gun lobby are saying about how easy it is to get a gun, because they think that's true, and then realizing that it's a complete load of rubbish.
Right.
And now, and that's winding these people up who now see that their life is in danger because the cops can't come, or they may be black, and maybe the cops are going to kill me, because that's what they're saying. Okay, well, I can't rely on the cops. I need to be able to protect myself.
Right.
Now I can't buy a firearm.
Okay. Let me ask you about the influencers then. For example, late night US chat shows, I don't know, Dick O'Brien or whatever, and idiot whatnot over there on that channel with their jokey
the late
stand-ups,
show
which is
all that
basically
sort of stuff,
propagandist, lot of old cock. Are they actually beginning to acknowledge that, you know, there is a problem, or are they still saying, yeah, go loot, go get your trainers, or what? I mean, are they beginning to realise that there is a problem when Portland police yesterday, for example, said enough? 39 straight days of looting and riots in Portland. Enough. We need political leadership. We need to stop being held back by these political cynics, people that are playing chicanery with public safety for the sake of trying to get Trump out in November. Am I incorrect? Now, is this morass of moronry beginning to wake up, or are they still saying Yeah, let's have riots. Yeah.
They're all being hypocrites because they're still talking about it while making sure that they are safe themselves and paying for um, increased security details and stuff like that. So, because Beverly Hills was attacked by people coming in, looters and the like. So, why you would think that if it's on their doorstep, which it is, that they would be starting to shout the cry of, "Well, no, no, we've made a mistake." They're not. They're all they're doing is quietly taking steps to protect themselves while still spouting the propaganda. The thing is, people are now waking up to the propaganda because they're seeing things at their door. It's it takes a lot because there is a heavy degree of indoctrination.
Yeah, but but this lot, that's not indoctrination. They're bought. They're puppets. They're jobsworths. Yeah. They are mad. Haven't they got children? Don't they have a conscience?
I know, but this is incredible. There's a heavy level of indoctrination in the school system and all of this. So what we're effectively fighting against is people have been told a narrative for all their lives, and now we're at a point where, well, we're at a point where that narrative is being challenged, and some people are now starting to question it, and other people are getting aggressive and violent because they cannot cope with.
Oh, it's awful.
It's awful. Cannot cope with that mental.
What about your neighbours? When you hang out, when you pop out, no, these are not euphemisms. When you go out and see your neighbours and your community and your fellow students, perhaps, although I suppose you're not at college at the moment. I know you've been studying, Chris. And when you see people, when you mix people, what is the general feeling that you get? Are they like, oh, it's all good, it's just America? Or is it like, you know what, this has got to change? Yeah?
Well, my street is a real mixed bag of people, but everyone seems to. People keep themselves a lot, but kind of will help but they'll help each other out if they need to. But either side of me, I've got two. There's an old guy on the left who's a former hunter, and we've got an older guy and his wife on our right side who are similar sort of age to my in-laws, and he's a gun owner as well. So both of them are gun owners. So there's very much we don't have the liberal thing. But if you go just a little bit further, you see some of the student accommodation. I'm very close to San Diego State University, and you've got their vehicles made up with Black Lives Matter crap and referring to all of America as stolen land, and there's no such thing as illegal immigrant on stolen land and stuff like this. And it's you just don't. There's not that much interaction, and unfortunately, because I'm in a community college, I tend to be dealing with those people whose families are quite often poorer, or they've not necessarily done as well in high school, and they have to go to community college before they can go to a 4-year school. And as such, a lot of the kids, a lot of the youngsters that are there, they've just drank the Kool-Aid. They've gone out and protested with Black Lives Matter, and they're still not waking up.
So basically, the United States is really, really, I mean, it seems to me, from the outside looking in, before my eyes, it is turning into a shithole.
There are two Americas.
And the youth are applauding it. And the governors, the Democrat governors, this is the way I see it, yeah? Tell me if I'm wrong. Are applauding it, want it. The libtard media want it, are encouraging it. The United States is becoming a backward shithole. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, the big thing that I'm actually thinking, to be honest with this, is that it's not actually... I'm not concerned about the youngsters so much, because quite bluntly, they don't go out and vote.
Yeah, but they will do. And they might go out and vote and kill a few people along the way. And, loot a few places along the way. And maybe just bung in a few fake IDs or whatever. A few fake ballots along the way. And so, you know what? I think you should be concerned, Chris.
Out here, it's actually a little bit... Even with postal voting and stuff like... It actually can be a bit harder to... The process of voting...
I'm not saying all the youth are bad,
You have to go... It's not necessarily that easy to register, as easy as it should be.
The point is, Chris, that America, the United States rather, it appears to have lost its direction. And to me, actually, it seems... Well, let me finish. It seems that its direction has been stolen by political cynicism, globalist deep statists who cannot stand the fact that there is an independent mind voted for by independent-minded people in the Oval Office. They can't stand it, and they're doing everything they can. And this is the worrying thing. This is the big question, Chris. Are they succeeding?
I think that the gun issue is actually a lot more important than people realize. Because when you have a gun and you have the ability to defend yourself, and you don't have to rely on the elements of the state to protect you as much, because you know that if someone comes into my house in the middle of the night, I'm calling the cops. My responsibility, my order of actions. I'm getting the gun before I get the phone, and that is because if I'm on the phone, that makes it harder for me to get the gun, get it out, get it ready. So get the gun first, because I can always deal with the phone on speaker.
Yeah.
But it also means that I'm taking responsibility for my own self-protection and protection of my family. If I'm less reliant on the government, I'm less reliant on the police, I've got that element. There's an element of independence that I'm giving myself. And that breeds, and that desire to have my own liberty, it breeds in on itself. You want more of it once you get it. If you don't realize what it really is, it's not as much of a concern. But once you start to experience liberty, you want more of it. It's addictive. So these people who have been going out and getting guns, who are liberals, who have been, why do we need guns? Because we got police, and then we get the thing, Black Lives Matter, cops are going around murdering people in the streets. Well, how can you equate mentally the cops should be the only ones with guns, and then cops are going around murdering people? Because seriously, if you believe both of those things, which is what the dichotomy of the liberal agenda is, you should really not want the cops to be armed, and no one has guns, or you should want to have your own guns so you can defend yourself against the crooked cops who are going to try and murder you.
Well, I mean, this is where I want to go with this now, because it seems to me that the way things are going, it's like gated communities are us. If you're rich, you might be able to afford some kind of defence. Yeah, ex-cops, ironically, having defunded them, you can then employ them to protect your patch, whilst all the poor folks that your idiot circle has been, basically brainwashing to say defund the police. They're the ones that are going to suffer. I want to talk a bit about that in a minute. Rich folks, they've still got guns, haven't they? In the UK, for example. I want to ask your opinion on that, Chris. But first, before we do that,
like Rodders.
Whoa, hold on, hold that, hold that thought, sir. Let me just take a few comments. And dailychaos.news/show. Yes, that's why I'm taking comments, folks. Don't take it personally on YouTube and on Facebook, and actually particularly on YouTube, because your comments tend to be much, much better, I've noticed, than the people on Facebook. But please, you know what? We get stuck in to a place that will not censor you, will not delete videos, and all that, for crying out loud. So yeah. Anyway, comments dailychaos.news/show. That's the link there. And they're having I'll tell you, the comments are useless, actually. They're talking about the new chat room, and why haven't I got a crown next to my icon avatar? I don't know. I don't give a stuff. But anyway, apparently they're swearing a bit as well and having a laugh about that. And why not? Tanis, Jay, don't spoil our fun. Jay Carey is trying to keep order in the chat room. God bless him. He built this chat room. Jay, thank you, sir. And now he's trying to, keep order, apparently. Don't bother.
Well,
it's not going to happen, mate.
It's kind of like, from what I can see, it looks like herding cats.
That's right. We have got a cat fest going on in the Daily Chaos live chat with old Swanee, Tanis, and Charlotte. Blimey, dangerous people. And apparently Jeff Collins is having a problem. He's whinging, whatever. He's just commenting. He's finding it funny. And where are the questions about the serious matters of the day?
I've seen a few comments.
I did ask Chris if they had any questions for you. Go on, please.
I did see some, hidden in amongst the detritus, there are a few little comments.
Yeah. Go on, please.
One was about what my opinions of Kanye standing for president.
Who?
Kanye West is standing for president in 2020.
Oh, Kanye. Oh, yeah. What is your opinion?
Now, well, to be honest, one, he can't even stand in all the states because he can't be on the ballot in them. It's too late.
Really? Is it?
Yeah, because of how it's done.
Yeah. When was the cutoff? Out of interest?
Couple of months
ago.
Different cutoffs.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. All right. So he wouldn't be able to get all the electoral votes.
Texas.
What else?
He can't be on the ballot in Texas, and there's a few other states where he can't be on the ballot on, which means he has no feasible path to the presidency, because he can't get enough states. Because the electoral college, obviously, electors.
So why is he doing it? Just wants to sell an album or something, or his wife's transcontinental bottom.
I have heard people saying that part of the reason could be, as there is a cultural side to a heavy cultural side to the youth and the black community, that he may actually be standing to give people someone to vote for who don't want to vote for Trump, but don't want to vote for Biden. So he can claim he can use his celebrity to lower Biden's black vote. Now, the interesting thing on that is that for the Democrats to win an election, they need to keep 90% of America's black vote and 85% of America's Hispanic vote. Those are set figures. They rely on those figures, which is why Brexit movement for blacks leaving the Democrat plantation, because let's be fair, the DNC is nothing more. The DNC politicians are nothing more than modern day planters, which is a term for a plantation holder. So when we look at that, if Trump may not be able to get 15, 20% of the black vote, but he may be, if he gets 15, or if he gets 10% of the black vote, and 15% of the Hispanic vote, Biden would still win, but only if there isn't a little turn in a little bit of rubbish that's been chucked into the cogs, which makes it not work the same way. And then, Kanye comes in and he himself gets 15% of the black vote and takes maybe 15% of the youth vote. And the youth vote is also highly important for the Democratic Party. If he did that, then the Biden can't win enough states. He cannot win, which means it could be that he's standing purely. He doesn't want to come out and say, I'm backing Trump with Elon Musk. Maybe it's the thing that they've come up together. We can't physically come up and say Elon Musk is a backer. We can't come out and say we support Trump because it's going to kill our careers. But we could maybe stand and stop Biden getting in.
You know, Boosey, mate. Boosey, I love you to bits. You know, he's been coming on Daily Brexit for years, and I love Boosey. He's such a character, and a bit eccentric, is the God's honest truth. But mate, did you ever look up the word succinct? Right, look, I want to show you. I want to show you something. This is who we're talking about, yeah? This is the Democrats' choice for president of the United States of America.
Kennedy, are you prepared now to say you're going to govern as a progressive and enact programs in the mold of Sanders and Warren? And if so, what does that say to either moderate Democrats or independents?
Hold on. Chris, shut up. I'm trying to play a clip. Shut up.
Programs in the mold of Sanders and Warren. And if so, what does that say to either moderate Democrats or independents or even some Republicans dissatisfied with President Trump?
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Look at my record. The fact is that some areas that I think, for example, I think health care is a right, not a privilege. I do not support
Hold on. Listen to that again.
Years, and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden. And that I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Look, I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
The guy's a moron. He's a decrepit old twat who's halfway down the pit. I mean, come on. Plus an alleged paedophile, by the way. That's another story. I've been reading some stuff which has been fascinating over the last day or so. Allegedly, this guy at college was going around chewing off all the children. I don't know the truth of it, but that is the allegation from his campus roommate. I kid you not. I will find the link. I will bring it on. I will bring it on the show and we will look at that. We will look at that, no doubt, because somebody needs to, because clearly the mainstream media isn't interested. Imagine if that was Trump. Those allegations were being made about Donald Trump. This guy, allegedly, according to his former college roommate, is a paedophile. And clearly, evidently, obviously, He's a dementia candidate. He's a guy who's in the early stages of, I don't know, death. And they want this bloke to run the United States of America. I'm sorry. You're having a laugh. So who is going to be running the United States of America? That's the question. And why are there not these questions in the mainstream media? Right. Anyway, anybody got any questions in the comments? Bung them over. Chris, I'll tell you, you can't make it up, mate. You can't make it up.
And this is the thing. We are also talking. He said on this campaign trail, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He extolled the virtues a few years back of Senator Robert Byrd, who was the Grand Kleagle for the West Virginia Klan. Now, for those people who don't understand,
KKK, the Ku Klux Klan,
who was a Democratic senator and actually was Senate Majority Leader and Senate Minority Leader for one of their longest running ones. But this Senator Byrd, if people might not understand the history of West Virginia. West Virginia seceded from Virginia and became its own state because it was against slavery. It was against the breakup of the Union, and West Virginia, to a number, fought on the side of the Union against the Confederacy of Virginia. So that's why the states got split. So there's a West Virginia and a Virginia. So Robert Byrd was the Grand Kleagle, which means the state recruiter for the KKK in West Virginia, which was a Union state, which would have had no real Klan presence. So he was about setting up the Klan and having a presence within the state. So this is, and you've got that, and then you've also got that during the as a matter of congressional record, Joe Biden actually put secessionist talking points about segregationist talking points in the Senate. He actually mentioned that maybe we were wrong about having separate. Maybe we were wrong about having separate. Saying that equal but separate was wrong. He was actually supporting in the busing issue that kids should be bused to black kids should be bused to black schools and white kids should be bused to white schools.
There's a video of Biden when he was a senator years ago, about 30 odd years ago or something like that, and he says something like, we don't need no more niggers. We got enough power mad nigger mayors or something. I'm not joking. Yeah. That's the language he used. Can I not use that language? I'm not allowed to quote the future president of the United States. Presumably if he said he was going to, grab somebody by the pussy, they'd be quoting that, wouldn't they? Hold on. Let me just play another one.
When you consider progressives in the Democratic Party, FDR appointed the lawyer for the Klan as his first pick for Supreme Court Justice. LBJ referred to the 1954 Civil Rights Act as the nigger bill. Woodrow Wilson was an ardent racist.
Disgusting.
So all these people, this party
they're weird.
Racism
they're really weird.
in its DNA. If you talk about America having racism in its DNA, no, the DNC, the D stands for Dixie.
Okay, I want to play one more clip just because it's so bloody hilarious. This is Joe Biden trying to remember who he's married to.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Lily already indicated, I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
Hold on a sec.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, the Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
Lily already indicated, I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden's husband.
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. I'm not going to do another rant. You'll be pleased to hear. I've did my rant. I'm not going to do another rant. But my God, I mean, this guy, it has to be said. I mean, he is brilliant comic value. But I mean, the leader of the free world, Chris. Okay.
I kind of
do
feel
you
bad
think?
sometimes.
Do you think? Let me
it's
ask you a question.
hilarious.
Let me ask you this question, and then you can chuck all that into it. Well, do you think that Democratic voters are comfortable with this man becoming president?
I don't.
Because the
I
polls
think,
suggest they are.
I don't necessarily think they are, and I've seen a lot of these polls are what they call likely voter polls, not registered voter polls, and that is there is a big difference.
Yes.
So I'm a likely voter. Are you registered to vote? No. Well, so if you're not registered to vote, does your opinion actually matter? Because if you're actually not going to, because if you haven't registered to vote by now, you probably are not going to register to vote by the time of the election. Therefore, are you really a likely voter? No. But I want to, before we finish, because I know we're already at we're coming up to an hour. So an important thing that, because Amanda brought it up about the guns and whether they're necessary.
Yeah, Amanda's in the comments.
And this is the thing. Yeah,
does not holding a gun not go against the teachings of God? Because Boosey is a man of God.
Jesus said, if you do not have a cloak, if you do not have a sword but you have a cloak, sell your cloak and buy one.
What on earth does that mean? Well,
i.e., Jesus knew that there was a requirement for you to be able to defend yourself, and if you don't have a sword to defend yourself, you should go get one, and it's more important than a cloak. So get rid of. So if you've got clothes, if you've got an extra cloak, sell it so you can go buy yourself a sword, because it's just as necessary. That's actually in the Bible. So to deal with that point, but actually, when we look at the history of
you wear clothes when you're carrying, yeah. When you walk down the high street and you've got your holster on, I take it.
Yeah, I'm wearing clothes. Yeah, exactly.
But
this is what his point was. It's just as necessary to have a means to defend yourself as it is to have not to go out and intentionally go and kill people, but defense. Yeah. Defense is important.
When you're brandishing your barrel.
Oh,
right.
I'm not
okay. I'm pleased we cleared that up. What I'm actually talking
you should
about, be able to. He says in the Bible, it says you should defend yourself first. Does it say that?
It says it says that there is a need for. I forget the exact quote, but he does actually say, if you do not have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. So there's an implied thing there that it is actually necessary to have a sword. Now, a sword at that time was basically it's an arm, it's a weapon, it's necessary to have one. So and the early Christians were not exactly willing to just lie down and be killed, and as such we know that there were attacks on Christians and they defended themselves. And so yeah, but when we actually look about government and liberty, this is where guns become really important, because in English law there has been a duty to keep and bear arms since 690 AD and that's at the latest. Okay, right. We've had it in our laws. We have it still in our laws in the UK today, but in the Bill of Rights, it actually has a duty to keep and bear arms. The Magna Carta had a duty to keep and bear arms as part of it. So they knew that the need to having a if
All
democracy,
right.
if your voting system, if your government fails, you need to have an ability to remove corrupt and despotic government.
We do.
And how exactly do you expect to do that if they're going to ignore your vote, they're going to ignore this, and you have a dictatorship?
Okay.
What is the first thing that every dictatorship does? Get rid of the gun. Get rid of the gun.
You tell me, just out of interest, very quickly, because we are running out of time. We've got another 5 minutes. And I want to take a few more comments as well, because I'm determined to be better with the comments. dailychaos.news/show. Is there a prospect if somehow the postal votes and all that swing this election and the dementia candidate gets in and basically BLM and all that is, I don't know, in tow, although they might not be when it comes to it. All that. Is there a possibility that we might see civil war ensue in the States? Because patriots, people that care about the American flag and what it really stands for, liberty, are, of the mind that this is last stand stuff. This is it. We either do or we're doomed. And so we might as well go for it, irrespective. Or will they just say, you know what, it's what it is. It's just a pity for the youngsters that are going to inherit this mess.
I think we are now at a point in America where either we get rid of, basically we keep Trump in for another 4 years, let him finish what he's doing, or we have this the postal vote fraud. I think the current administration is aware of the risks that voter fraud poses in the postal votes, and I cannot see them not taking steps to prevent a stolen election. At the same point, I think, how can anyone feasibly vote for someone for which the 25th Amendment could be enacted before he is even inaugurated? Seriously, that's the ground we're at with Biden. Feasibly, you will get a challenge the minute he is elected, before he's even inaugurated, to state that he is unfit. Now, there is an interesting little bit on that. If the Republicans were to do that, and he's not inaugurated, they would have to hold another election, because they cannot. It causes a real constitutional crisis, and it's actually a potential way that Trump can hold on by doing so, because until he is inaugurated, his VP cannot take over. The VP can only take over once he's inaugurated.
Right.
Which means if he's not inaugurated, because they've already declared him unfit to be president under the 25th Amendment before he even takes it, you've got an argument there that the VP cannot be sworn in as the president because they've not been elected. So it then goes, is there now a situation where you actually have to have Trump hold on to allow for another election, because it's completely, because the president that was elected would not be inaugurated.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing.
And it does cause a massive constitutional crisis. And I think that might be one of the backup plans. But I do think that we're now at a point that traditional America has had enough of the past 6 years, really, of them being called every name under the sun, being derided and being attacked. And Trump's support has increased over that time. So you've got to consider that people are sick to the back teeth of the Democrats and their position, basically saying that they're dumb redneck, they're all dumb redneck racists that need to be put in a concentration camp, which is effectively what they're saying. Kamala Harris.
Okay. Another question. Mookie Puck is asking, Boosey, do you think Jizzy Maxwell might be being used as bait to draw those out that are above her?
That is very feasible that they are. There will be an absolute high level of fear about Ghislaine Maxwell being incarcerated.
Let's hope so.
That may and when we act through fear, we often don't think out our plans all that. We don't think out our plans all that well, and then we suddenly trip up and make mistakes, meaning that they're going to misstep and it out of necessity of speed, and then suddenly get
cornered tigers, a bit like we've seen with the Democrats with this presidency. Because Mueller, well, I don't know, you tell me. Struck me that it was a mistake. It just makes the Democrats look like a bunch of and that impeachment charade as well. But then again, they would say we held up the presidency and he wasn't able to do so much. So maybe they view it as a success. I don't know. Tanis gave birth to 2 ginger whingers. You know, I'm not ginger. Yeah, I'm not. Right. So, well, actually, in different. Right. Okay, that's enough of that. Jay Carey, click that, and it should take you to the Twitter page. I said this. I don't know what he's on about. Jeff Cole is having a swearing argument with Charlotte Jameson, who wants a crown. Tanis has defunded the biased Brussels crap. Good on you, Tanis. Anybody that pays for the BBC or that supports Facebook, by the way, any more than they have to, and YouTube for that matter. Yeah, I know I'm using their streaming servers, yeah, but the fact is, use them, don't be used by them, and don't pay. Sorry, I'm ranting again for propaganda. Amanda Robson, yes, being in America, what does he hear about the pedos of Hollywood and the SRA? Blimey, we've run out of time. You know, Amanda, I love you. You're a wonderful woman. You're the one sensible person on the chat. All the rest of them are arguing about crowns and wanting to swear at each other because it's fun. And she also asks Amanda, BLM is all part and parcel of the Soros clan who are pushing this. Yeah, she's right. She's absolutely spot on. Yeah, oh, blimey. You know what? It's so good to see you in the comments, folks, over at dailychaos.news. You are hilarious and I love you, even if your comments are completely inane and utterly useless and got nothing to do with the theme of the show.
Yeah, but they don't always make comments that aren't to do with the theme of the show, just like you sometimes go off the tangent.
Hold on, Boosey. Hold on. I've got to work out where my mixer is. Right. Okay, there it is. That's it. Boosey, what did you say?
I said, well, they're acting like you're a bit Ollie, aren't they? Because they go off on a tangent, you go off on a tangent.
Yeah, I suppose. Fair play. Touche. Thank you. Chris Boosey, God bless you, mate. Over in California, stateside stringer. Always a pleasure. Yeah, doesn't have to go on. Hung like a gun-toter. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and this. Hold on. Just come in. News coming in. Hold on. What's going on? Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Right. Now, if you see these people if you see these people hanging out outside the New York penitentiary of keeping inside the Epstein lot, Jizzy Maxwell and all that, if you see them hanging outside, I don't know, kick them in the nuts.
America to shoot.
Yeah, no, they're apparently they're most wanted. Apparently, you got to be beware of them. Those two. Yeah. Right, that's it. See you tomorrow. Dave Fergie on tomorrow. God bless Mr. Fergie. Hasn't been on for years. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, whether or not Brexit's going to happen, I think, mainly. Yeah, I think we're going to be talking about that. And, I don't know, Huawei and stuff and having a rant. Not going to rant. Yeah, so there you go. See you tomorrow. That's 9 o'clock UK time. That's 4 p.m. EDT. And dailychaos.news/show. Come and register, people. Register. Get involved in that forum. God bless you. All right. I'll catch you tomorrow. Here's to us. And bugger plutocracy. Yeah, right. Thanks, Boosey. Bless you, mate.
Not a problem.